Hello, happy to see you on our channel. Today we give you a piece of breaking news from a royal expert. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's $240 million Netflix deal sounds like Hollywood fiction. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have signed a deal with Netflix. What does this mean? And are the financial numbers being mentioned for real? It seems the media landscape is ablaze with the news that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have signed a deal with streaming giants Netflix. The talk has been of potential earnings in the $240 million bracket and comparisons with the Obamas with their deal with Netflix. For many, this is the sign that the Hollywood royals are for real. But are they? Let's take a look at the deal in more detail. Are Meghan Markle and Prince Harry really going to be producers? If I had to bet my life savings on the answer to this question, I'd say no. Not in the technical sense, anyway. Neither are experienced in this field, and to believe that it would be possible for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to pick up the necessary skill sets as they go along is incredibly naive. Producers can be responsible for aspects of the process, such as directing, editing, overseeing marketing and distribution, coordinating script writing, and so forth. I could see Meghan and Harry choosing the subject matter, helping to select who would be featured talent-wise, and maybe even having some input into the script. But neither of them is anywhere near qualified enough to have a proper hands-on producer role. They'll have help, and lots of it. It'll be more of an executive producer role than anything else, if you ask me. Watch as Meghan and Harry's Netflix deal is discussed. Why is Netflix interested in the Hollywood royals? Why would Netflix be interested in a couple who have zero experience in the position they're being hired for? Simple. Name recognition. Let's not beat around the bush here. Netflix hasn't signed Prince Harry and Meghan Markle because of their stellar accomplishments in the industry. They're most likely hoping to cash in on the popularity of The Crown and use the name value behind Prince Harry primarily and Meghan Markle to drive new subscribers. What do Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stand to earn from this Netflix deal? The figures quoted by sources vary wildly depending on who you believe, although it's worth pointing out that no official figure has been revealed. One so-called PR expert mentioned a whopping $240 million, which is just plain silly. When the producers of Game of Thrones sign a deal worth $200 million, even if it will likely be loaded with bonuses and additional payments at the back end, it's safe to say that Harry and Meghan aren't getting close to that. One thing to note is that while the reported numbers may sound high, it's very likely that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry will have penned a deal lasting around 5 years. Previous content creation deals between Netflix and Shonda Rhimes, who created Grey's Anatomy, and American Horror Story Ryan Murphy have all been 5-year earnings. So any ballpark number being bandied about will likely be spread over 5 years. The New York Times has mentioned that representatives involved in the meetings between Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, and other high-profile companies such as Disney, Apple, and NBC quoted the couple looking for up to $100 million. It's telling that these talks have amounted to nothing, which suggests that those content outlets don't see much value in paying two untested and inexperienced individuals that kind of money. Many in the industry saw the Netflix deal with the Game of Thrones producers to be risky, which puts the entire thing in context. Netflix, on the other hand, is known for throwing cash around. So even if the audience that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle want for their particular type of programming is more likely to be found on the streaming sites mentioned above, there's a good chance that Netflix was the only game in town financially. As mentioned, the official number hasn't been disclosed, but looking at the circumstances surrounding the deal and the fact that talks claiming a $100 million figure with other service providers amounted to nothing, it's safe to say that Harry and Meghan are making that kind of money at the very most. Figures mentioned from around $50 million to $100 million. I'd wager that much of the total figure will come into play as bonuses and additional payments, depending on the success of the content the Sussexes head up. What kind of content would Meghan and Harry put their name to? The type of content the former royals have been linked with is primarily children's programming and documentaries. If accurate, it makes perfect sense that Harry and Meghan went to Apple and Disney before any other content provider. Both of those streaming outlets are far more suited to that type of content than Netflix is. But when you're striking out on your own like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are, and you have bills to pay, you need to secure top dollar. Netflix has more than likely come closest to the $100 million number that Harry and Meghan reportedly wanted. Considering the type of money that the streaming giant is paying out on content creation, it's not all that much of a gamble. For example, The Crown cost close to $135 million for one season alone, so $100 million spread over 5 years isn't all that insignificant. Netflix is paying the Sussexes at most $20 million per year to add their name to some content, much like the Obamas do. And just like the Obamas' output, it's unlikely that Meghan and Prince Harry's content sets any Netflix records. Neither will the financial package offered to the Hollywood royals, despite what the tabloids would have us believe. Another royal expert also had this to say: "Why is there a rumor that Duchess Catherine spent £1 million on her wardrobe? Is this true?" Someone's mixing up their duchesses. One duchess just wore a $15 Zara dress this week. The other duchess spent $100 million on clothes, and she's not even royal anymore. Well, she doesn't act like a royal. She says terrible things about the royal family, so I have to think she doesn't want to be royal, even though she's still spending Papa Charles's money. Meghan, the uncouth woman from Los Angeles, spent $1 million on her wardrobe in the first year of duchessing, and much of it was maternity wear, so explain how she's even going to use that moving forward. But Catherine wears and re-wears clothes. In fact, there have been times when I wished Catherine would recycle her clothing less, just so I could enjoy a fashion moment with my fashion icon. Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, spent $53,000 on clothes last year. That's significantly less than the Duchess of Essex. Meghan really went to town and had a major shopping spree. I suppose the Netflix deal that's supposed to pay $100 million will finally enable the unroyals to stop receiving money through Prince Charles, and then they can pay back all the money due for Frogmore Cottage. After that, this Dior dress cost $119,000. Does she wear this as a caftan around the house in Montecito now? Meghan will have the money necessary to pay for hair extensions, Botox, fillers, and more. Meghan can spend $100 million on clothes now. Harry used to be frugal, and we've seen that side of him, wearing the same drab gray shirt day after day. Yes, I noticed he owns another shirt too. That was very exciting. Who ever thought when Meghan tripped and fell into Harry's life that this would be the end game? And is Queen Elizabeth still hoping Harry will come home? Why not take away the title? Meghan is never coming back. Harry? Well, he won't be receiving a hero's welcome, will he? Another royal fan said this: Catherine buys clothes from Harry and Meghan and other cheap stores. Unlike Meghan, Catherine recycles her outfit, as seen in these photos. It's nothing wrong to recycle clothes, as we all do. Catherine is part of us, the ordinary people. It's difficult to understand why there's not universal outrage on the £1 million spent on clothes, both the amount and the prices per outfit. It was spun with all pure gold, and it wouldn't be that expensive. Another added, "Tripped and fell into his life, my ass. It was planned down to the finest detail of bagging a prince." I'm sure that "tripped and fell" line was quoted in the first of those Mr. Grey films, the 50 Shades ones. So they got engaged in Africa after she peed in a bush. How romantic. Clothing-wise, it's a good laugh, like the story of the emperor's new clothes. I'm sure these designers sent her overpriced goods that wouldn't fit her as a joke. That beige caftan in Morocco was ridiculous. Big, baggy, it just made her look fat. She didn't look pregnant, just huge, not flattering. I think that was the color I painted my kitchen years ago. Well, now they have a house and a job with Netflix, so let's hope they stay away for good. I'm disappointed with Meghan, as I feel she was not ready to be a duchess, and certainly was not willing to embrace the English people and the customs of the royal family. So sad. You never know. Meghan may have been Harry's way to get out of his royal responsibilities. How about you? Do you think Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's $240 million Netflix deal sounds like Hollywood fiction? Please let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share with your own followers. And as always, subscribe to our channel for all the latest news on the royal family, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, right here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.